Be Well Live. My name is Melissa Sousa, and I am the Senior Wellness Coordinator at Seneca College in the Athletics and Recreation Department. And this afternoon, we have a little sparkling water versus soda pop for you. So we're going to talk about what is sparkling water anyways, and we're going to talk about what the differences are in the carbonated waters that we can find in our store-bought pre-carbonated waters. And then we're also going to talk about the sugar content, obviously, in our popular soda drinks. And then finally, how to jazz up our sparkling water. And that'll be it for today. So let's get started with what is carbonated water. It's literally still water that's been carbonated with carbon dioxide. So if you're lucky enough to have a soda stream or a machine of the like at home, you can carbonate your own water. They come with these nifty little glasses here. You would just fill it up with still water. You'd throw it in the machine here. And in the back of the machine, we've got our CO2 cartridges here, and they're filled with carbon dioxide. So they charge our water with the gas by pressing down on them here. I'm not going to do it because it gets loud, but it's got a button on the top. You would press it down a few times, and that way you would get to select your fizziness. So if you're somebody who doesn't like as many bubbles, then you would just press it down a couple times. And the more times that you charge your water, the more times you press down on it, the more fizzy your water will be. So, and then, ta-da, you've got yourself some sparkling water. So this is a home version, and then obviously they've got all sorts of different versions of sparkling water at the store. So that can be kind of tricky to navigate. So let's talk a little bit about what kind of sparkling waters we have at our stores. So seltzer water is one of the most common these days. It's basically just sparkling water, our water and our CO2, and then typically there's been a little bit of flavoring added. So that's what I've got here with me today because that's what I prefer. But we've also got club soda that you can find in the stores. So that's just our water and it's CO2. Typically it's made with mineral water, so it'll taste a little bit different. And it's usually got some sodium chloride in it as well. So a little bit of a sodium content in our club soda. Sparkling mineral water. So it is basically mineral water and that's been carbonated, and that's it. But you will find it does have a different taste because of the minerals, which are a natural source, by the way, but you still will taste them a little bit. So you'll taste the difference between the two is basically what I'm getting at. And then finally, one of the other popular sparkling waters is a tonic water. So a tonic water is the only water that I'm going to be talking about today that actually has a sugar content. So you need to be mindful of that. That tonic water does have sugar, and it also has quinine in it, which is a powdered bitter, and it gives it that tonic water taste. It's the reason why it tastes the way it does. So if you've tasted tonic water, it's the quinine in it that is giving it that bitter flavor that most people love. But again, be aware that that carbonated water or that sparkling water has a sugar content in it. So let's talk today about also our soda pops. So I think everybody knows why water is a better alternative, but our sugar in our pops. So let's get to like some of these popular brands here. So first and foremost, I've read over and over again, everybody wants to know who has the higher sugar content, Coke or Pepsi. There's always been this Coke versus Pepsi thing, right? So unfortunately, Pepsi lovers, Pepsi comes in at one of the actually highest in all of the popular soda drinks at 69 grams of sugar. So that is 14 teaspoons. 14 teaspoons of sugar. It's totally laden with sugar, as most pops are, but Pepsi does come in a little bit higher, about 10 grams more than our Coca-Cola, unfortunately. So Schweppes ginger ale. Because of the name, a lot of people tend to think, oh, ginger, and of course, fresh ginger, and ginger's in all sorts of health and wellness fads these days, but this is not one of them. It unfortunately is also just chock full of sugar, like most of our soda pops, and it comes in at 53 grams of sugar, which is 11 teaspoons of sugar. And it also has 200 calories, guys, so high in calories because of the sugar content, obviously. Not our best option. Brisk iced tea, not as bad. I'm kind of going down in the line here. Brisk iced tea isn't as bad. It has 33 grams of sugar, and it comes in, so that's 7 teaspoons and 130 calories. Again, not so great, but I still think we can do better. So diet. So a lot of people will go, well, if I'm looking at the back of my nutritional facts here, this one sounds great. It's got 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0. Then what is this? What is in our diet sodas? So the one thing we need to be careful of is the aspartame. The aspartame that's added in here is our artificial sweetener and what that does to our bodies. So lots of studies still ongoing about aspartame and what it does, but 2 things we know for sure. One is that it can contribute to type 2 diabetes. It's actually 13% of people that suffer from type 2 diabetes. It's been linked to diet soda drinking. So our bodies are tricked into thinking that we're putting in full sugar content sodas. So our body has this and thinks, oh, we're getting the sugar that we'd be getting out of these. So it's not really doing anything that's any better, except that we're not getting the calories. So we still need to be aware that there's still bad things that are going on with our body when we're drinking these things. As well, it also tricks our body into craving more sugar. So another study has been shown and proven that when we have high sugar content foods or drinks, our body craves more sugar. So the more we put into our body, the more our bodies crave. So we're tricking our bodies into thinking that this is a real sugar content drink. It's very high in sugar, and therefore we're craving just more sugar. So not so great for our bodies either. Again, I still think we can do much better with a carbonated drink. So this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna plug it here. It is the Blue Menu PC brand, and it is just their sparkling water. It's sodium free, calorie free. It's obviously carbonated, but it's unsweetened. I was getting a call. They have sweetener in them. So when they have sweeteners, it's obviously not as great, and it kind of falls back onto then you're really just having a soda pop. But then they trick you into thinking that it's something that's good for us because they put fruits and photos of fruit on the front of our cans, and we need to know that those things and those waters are just as bad for us as our soda pop are. So really look for your unsweetened and flavored naturally. So if we have already natural, you can get them plain as well, but I buy them where they've already gotten a little bit of flavor. So I usually have lime and lemon. They've got a mandarin orange, and then this is probably my favorite, and it's a blueberry pomegranate. Really, really tasty. And if you're lucky enough to have your own soda stream, or you prefer to buy yourself just some plain, obviously pour yourself a glass and add in some fruit. So obviously our citrus fruits are our go-to, right? Lemons, limes, oranges. You cut yourself a wedge, you squeeze off in the juice. Hopefully you don't get too many seeds. Or you can always throw some other fruit into our blender, some of our fruits that are a little more pulpy. Mango, I've got here some pineapple. You can throw them in your blender, and then you can always grab a sieve and then run it through so you lose most of the pulp, and you can always add a little splash in that way. All great alternatives, guys, to these totally chock full of sugar, not so good for us. Why would we want to drink our calories? Drinks. So I hope that you all choose wisely and maybe grab yourself some sparkling water. You can also join me tomorrow to learn a little bit more about taking care of ourselves in attempting a recipe with me. At 10 a.m. I'm going to be making some cashew sour cream, so an alternative to a dairy favorite. At 12:15 we've got a burpee breakdown with Chris, and at 2 o'clock we've got Stump the Fips with Ryan. And of course at Seneca College Daily, join us there for all your live connections, and that's at 12 o'clock. Thanks for joining me. Take care.